Hey y'all, this is Pam Bella with Real Talk. Why did I? Coming in with a quick short video to sum up a few things about two videos that I posted that did not finish out. Basically, we went out fishing. He got all upset because it was another couple out there. He thought I was looking at the guy. We ended up leaving. We didn't say too much as we were leaving from fishing, and when we got back home, we did what we had to do and got ready for the week. But with that being said, so what had happened was when I was telling y'all about when my sibling had called the police on him at the apartment when he had broke something in the room. He ended up going to court. They ended up putting him on 3 months probation or something like that, and then he had to sign up to take some anger classes. So with that being said, it seemed like the classes made him angrier. So we started arguing more. He didn't want to take the classes, and we were having problems with the car situation, as far as like who's gonna drive here, who's gonna do that, what days he had to take his class. Like it really got really hard and stuff. But we started arguing real bad about that. Until I saved up and got me a car, and then it kind of like smoothed out after that. But with that being said, the arguments kept going on. We kept fighting. He was saying things, doing things, to just make me feel like, belittle me, to make me feel like I wasn't nobody. But I made it through. So I just wanted to sum that up about with the whole fishing situation. He was just upset about me, having my chair turned that way, thinking I'm just eyeballing the man, just like he thought I was eyeballing his uncle. It's just crazy. You just don't want to be with nobody like that. You don't want nobody taking advantage of you or making you feel like you're not at free will to, live and, be a person. You don't want to be scared all the time, sitting on eggshells when you with somebody, or, looking down. A man or even a woman, we can tell when somebody be in control because it's just the way the person move, you know. It's just the way the person move. I used to be around him with his homeboys and stuff. We all be standing there talking. I'll try to get in my phone to look down. Anything I can find to look down, I'm looking down. Because if that fool see me looking up, he gonna swear I'm looking at somebody. I'm trying to be with somebody. Like, it's just terrorizing. He mentally messed me up. He had me so scared. Like, my heart would beat. Like, I would be out with my friends. And when I say I'm coming back at 9 o'clock, I need to be back home by 9 o'clock or even before 9 o'clock. If I say I'm going to be back home by 3, be home by 3. If I get there late, what you was doing, where you was, who you was with, it was just always that all the time. And I just got tired of it. It's getting to the point now, where, he was really, really mentally messing me up. Physically also, just had me feeling like I wasn't able to live. And like I said, ladies, and gentlemen, when you love somebody, it brings lies. And then the lies bring lessons. And through all of this here, I was going through with him, I was learning my lesson. So, we're gonna get back into it. And